Hello and welcome to Harmony in the Hustle. I'm your host, Angela Vassallo, and I'm so glad you are here today. It's going to be an awesome episode, and I can't wait to share it with you. But first of all, I want to talk about my TEDx. My TEDx talk has gone live. Last week it went live. I did this incredible launch party last week for my TEDx talk. We had so many of you turn up on Zoom, and we all went on there and we were able to watch my talk live together and have a little champers at the end and have a cheers. In case you don't know, I did do a TEDx talk about 4 weeks ago. I went all the way to Tampa, Florida, and I was asked to do my TEDx talk with the 6 other amazing women for St. Pete's Women. And I did my talk on the midlife advantage, why your greatest success can come after 40. And it went so well. And I was just so proud of myself because it was a hell of a lot of work to get there, which is why I was like not doing my podcast all the time. I had so much going on, but I am back now and I'm so glad to be here. But if you haven't seen it yet, I'd really love you to go online, have a look at it on YouTube. It's all over my website and my social media. If you like it, I'd really love you to share it. Leave a comment because all of it just helps in the algorithm to be able to push it up and have more eyes on it, because the more eyes on it, the more impact I can make. So thank you again for everybody who has supported me along the way with the whole TEDx journey. But today I want to talk about resourcefulness. I believe that resourcefulness is the real wealth strategy. So today's episode is about that. It's something that I've been all my life. I really believe I've been such a resourceful person. And many people would say this to me. I think it's been my secret weapon because I have just had this mindset all my life. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to figure it out. And as Tony Robbins says, you don't need more resources. You need to become more resourceful. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. When I look back on every chapter of my life, from building my 7-figure hospitality business with zero hospitality experience to pivoting into my speaking career, starting a podcast, coaching in my 50s and reinventing myself, I really believe it comes down to resourcefulness. It was like my strategy. So what is resourcefulness really? Well, it's not just creative hustle. It's the ability to be able to figure things out, even when you don't have all the answers. So it is that mindset that says, I don't know how, but somehow I'm going to figure this out. It's believing that there is always a way and being willing to find it. See, the definition of resourcefulness is this: the ability to find quick and clever ways to overcome difficulties. Let me say that again. The ability to find quick and clever ways to overcome difficulties. To me, it's the skill set that turns ordinary people into the unstoppable leaders. That's why I talk on resourceful leadership. Being a leader that is resourceful, that is determined to find ways and solutions and problem solve. So years ago, a mentor said to me something that really stuck with me. He said, just ask these 2 words. Ask for help and advice. So when I needed support, or if I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know how to get it done, I would ask somebody who has gone ahead of me, who's already got what I want, and I would ask for those 2 things, help and advice. And you know what? Most people who are ahead of me were always happy to help me and say yes. I rarely ever had anyone say no for all the different things that I've done over the years and asked for support. So that's resourcefulness, knowing when to reach out. And when you learn that, you implement it and not letting your pride or fear hold you back. Maybe if you might be feeling silly that you have to ask for advice, you've got to overcome that and be able to let your ego go so you can figure something out. See, when I started my chicken restaurants, I said I had no hospitality experience. It was like zero. It was like ridiculous. But I was determined. So I found one of Sydney's top hospitality owners. So he had a lot of bars and restaurants in Sydney. He was big. He was someone who was, one of the most successful restaurateurs and bars. And I asked him for his help and advice. Look, he could have ignored me, but he didn't. He gave me everything that I needed, not just like small things. He helped me with setting up council permits. He helped me with suppliers. He helped me with these are things you should do and these are things you should avoid. And I would regularly, for the first year, get in contact with him and ask him a question or shoot him an email or a WhatsApp to say, can you help me with this? See, I just would say to him, I don't understand it, but just talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old so I can figure this out. And he would laugh, but he did help me. And it was probably one of the things, the catalyst to some of my success happening very quickly in the restaurants because I was able to figure things out and get the thing moving. So, yeah, it wasn't privilege or any of that or luck. It was just down to pure resourcefulness. So it has become part of my armor. I say it's like a bow. You pull out an arrow, and resourcefulness is one of the things that you have that you can draw on when you need it. So it's something that you build, and that's how you build wisdom. That's how you build your confidence. That's how you build your strength, and that's how you build wealth long term, because wealth isn't just about money. It's also about having the skill sets, resilience, and the relationships to figure things out no matter what happens. See, some of the most successful people in the world swear by resourcefulness. So Warren Buffett was quoted saying, the more you learn, the more you'll earn. And he's not just talking about university degrees. He's talking about curiosity. He's talking about learning. He's talking about adapting. And then he's talking about implementing. And Nelson Mandela said this, it always seems impossible until it's done. So when people sit on the sidelines and go, no, I can't do that. I don't have the correct skill set, or I don't have the ducks in a row, or I don't get that uni degree, or I know nothing about that, that doesn't matter. Of course it's going to feel impossible. But once you get started, you start to make things happen for yourself. And obviously the Tony Robbins quote, those words ring true for me every day. You don't need more resources. You need to become more resourceful. So how do we become more resourceful starting today? So here are a few practical ideas and strategies that I live by. Ask better questions. Instead of why me, ask how can I? Build your network. Be around people who inspire, challenge, and teach you. Find mentors, find coaches, find people that are problem solvers. Find people that have gone before you. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Be humble enough to ask for help. Remember these 2 words, help and advice. Expect failure. Failure is feedback. Rejection is redirection. And sometimes it's even protection. And stay curious. So keep learning, trying, and experimenting. You're not going to get it first time around. And don't be too hard on yourself. You don't go into the fetal position for a week and go into a state of depression because something you didn't work the first time. How could it? Okay, you got to learn from that. You grow from that and you bounce back stronger. So every time you solve a problem, you're adding another arrow to your bow. So here's my challenge for you guys for the week when it comes to resourcefulness. When something feels too hard or you catch yourself saying, I can't, stop and ask yourself this. How can I figure this out? That question will change everything for you, because the truth is the wealthiest, happiest, and the most fulfilled people aren't the ones with the most resources. They're the ones who are the most resourceful. Well, if today's episode resonated with you, please share it, tag someone, put it on Instagram, and just get the word out there, because I really believe some of these strategies can help people in their mindset to really set them apart and create a whole new idea, whole career, and just find the confidence to put yourself out there and start something new. Like what I talked about in my TEDx talk, launch yourself out there. It is your launch pad to your biggest success in midlife. Don't let anything hold you back. Understand there isn't everything at your fingertips. It is the most powerful time in the world to be alive, because at your fingertips, you have access to everything. There's coaching and training that is free, that you can find out how to make things happen. So don't let things hold you back because you don't feel that you have enough skill sets or anything that you believe that you need to achieve something. That's not true. You can achieve anything you want if you become very, very resourceful. So I hope that resonates with you, and I hope you're having a fabulous day, whether you're listening to this in the car, while you're going for a walk, or watching it on YouTube. I thank you very much for being a part of my podcast, Harmony in the Hustle, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you so much for for tuning in to another episode of Harmony in the Hustle. I hope today's episode filled you with inspiration, gave you some tips you can turn into action, and helped you find a little more harmony in your life. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who could use a bit more harmony in their hustle too. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe so you can stay updated with all the upcoming episodes. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen. And until next time, stay in the harmony and remember, you've got this. See you next time.